Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to Hades 2, and we've decided to do another weird bridal glow run. So we're going to take nimble limbs from Hermes. The rarity doesn't actually matter. And we're going to force bridal glow to hit it. I'll explain the bug after we get it going, but I just kind of wanted to show an outline. We're going to go for a nimble limb run with aspect of Thanatos for the axe for a big attack speed to see how fast we can pump that bad boy up. All right, let's get going. Okay, come on, Era. Show me that bridal glow. Show me that bridal glow. We're not likely to get it here because we just got all of our slots still empty, right? Oh my god. Okay, please, 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 please. Come on, please hit it. Please hit it. I don't think I've ever had a heroic bridal glow. Please, just hit nimble limbs. 50-50 here. Guaranteed. Yo, let's go. Okay, so what just happened? Well, the timer's not paused right now. So I have to be careful with this now. But nimble limbs is at 65% already. Why don't we get to another, like, menu so I can talk about it? Because I did leave a timer on, which was probably stupid of me, but that's okay. So now we should have a much faster attack speed. So now we just kind of need a juicy attack boon to really pop off here, I would imagine. So that's only going to increase our regular attack speed and not so much our whirlwinds. It's okay, we still like the whirlwinds. We want to do a hammer, but we should probably just get an attack boon first. Grab Medea. Okay, Medea has the timer paused, so we can talk about what the hell is going on in case you've not seen any of the other builds we've done with this. We've done Hasty Retreat, and we got over 100% dodge with that, and we've had Stutter Step at Heroic with the Bridal Glow Lich, I guess you'd call it. All right, let me try to explain this concisely, because I have explained it a few other times. We've done a few other runs with this stuff. Basically what happens is if you have two non-palmable boons, Life Affirmation and Nimble Limbs, these boons cannot normally be palmed, and then you get Bridal Glow offered from Hera, Bridal Glow will still work, you know? It will still palm one of those two boons that you have, and oftentimes the boons that, you know, aren't normally palmable, the scaling's weird. Like, you wouldn't... They get more benefit than you would expect. It looks like Nimble Limbs got like an extra 10% per palm here or something like that. Anyway, plus 65% is pretty sexy. It's not an easy setup to have, though, by any stretch of the imagination. Definitely not a convenient thing to make happen. And you can actually sell Bridal Glow and make it happen multiple times, I've heard, but it does also then require you to go to the underworld, where this would probably be a little bit harder to make happen, at least even relatively naturally. All right, look at that fast attack, huh? Maybe I'd be willing to do something weird, take a weird hammer I wouldn't normally do then. Oh no! We also have no rolls left, though. And we didn't get offered an attack boon. So I'm just gonna take the cast for now here. The special got increased too, but the axe special is, yeah, it's something all right. We definitely want the hammer. After that, it's only Zeus or Poseidon. Oh, God. Don't really want either of their attacks, and particularly Poseidon's attack, I would venture a guess. Oh, my God. Look at the speed, though. Maybe we'll try to hold out Ares' attack or something fun. Definitely not Sun Cleaver. Probably not Furious Whirlwind here. Your Omega attack is faster. Yeah, we're going to have to do Colossus slash here. No doubt. So any other unpalmable boon would work. Or any two unpalmable boons, but some of them don't really have good benefits if you hit them Bridal Glow. For instance, Steady Growth actually gets worse and increases the number of encounters required to trigger it, unfortunately. Zeus, Zeus, Zeus. Zeus, Zeus, Zeus. We have a cast boon. Either that or we just probably go max health here. Don't want any of their dash boons. Don't care too much about their special boons. I guess I'm still going to do Juicy Zeus, though, here. I suppose. Come on, let's go, baby. But yeah, this is an interesting thing. I'm not certain they're going to choose to leave it in the game. I wouldn't be opposed if they did, just because I don't think it's something that you'd have happen without really trying to make it happen. Very, very often, if at all. If you have even one palmable boon, the way I understand it, it's going to hit that instead, you know? So it's just incredibly unlikely that you would naturally have that going on. Just fill in the slot here with Ionic Gain. So let's see. I mean, Aphrodite would easily have the best attack. However, Ares' attack would be interesting, you must admit. with this, and then we could attempt to do some bloody drops. But with no rolls, I don't know if it's really gonna bear much fruit. But it would be interesting. Some bones. Get the hell out of here before I run the timer out, shall we? Okay. Did I use the fountain? I don't remember. We have now. I would certainly accept Aphrodite's attack. No, not you, you clown. So I only have 2 palmable boons, and they're not really worth palming. I'm not really interested in anything from Poseidon. I don't want to add him to the pool and keep getting offered him. He does have a couple okay boons, like Hydraulic Might. Does the sheep on... Oh, the sheep on his back is alive, I just realized. It blinks. You see that? Oh, God, that was close. Okay, buddy. I know I don't got an attack boon. Whoa. But I'm still gonna send ya. We do have the Huntress on, so having our max magic below the max, or rather our magic below the max, is ideal. What? You might be wondering, if they do plan to fix this, why would it still be in the game right now? Well, Supergiant has a penchant of not really fixing obtuse bugs like this until an actual patch cycle. In other words, they might not bother to hotfix a pretty small thing like this that players are having fun with, but they might get rid of it at the next actual big patch. That's definitely what happened with Hades 1 often, where game-breaking bugs got discovered, and they would sit for a little while. And honestly, it's probably the right thing to do, if I were to guess, assuming people aren't, like, crashing the game constantly because of it or, like, weird stuff like that, right? Should we try for the Ares thing? Wounds ain't great with a fast hitter. Is this that fast, though? That's another question, I guess, altogether. I don't know. More speed does sound like more fun at the same time. Sure, we'll try it. Sure, we shall attempt. Give it to me. Okay, maybe I should rush that boon. Hopefully don't scam me out of an attack boon in the near future. Luckily, Aspect at the end is pretty, like, simple and straightforward, right? So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. We did get some plus power, so just some percentage would be nice. Yeah, we already got some power, so it is possible that Ares is really not an amazing choice here, but enables a origination, right? I don't think it would be too bad either way. Oh yeah, we got Ungi in the first one. That's okay. So the way the God Keepsakes work is we've had more than one person kind of confused as to how these keepsakes work. Like, I see it pop up on this subreddit fairly regularly. People think for some reason that keeping the God Keepsake on will somehow help even after you use its effect. Like, it will not help. But there is some clarity here to be had, which is when is the keepsake effect actually used up. So it's not used up yet, even though we took Ares as an option back there. The keepsake will actually still guarantee seeing him on a door the next time you'd be offered a god's boon, essentially. So we're still going to get that guarantee because we did not actually pick up his boon. It's not until you actually pick up the boon from that god that the keepsake's effect is lost. So you could even, let's say you have 2 exits offered to you, right? One would be Ares right now, one is another god. You could actually skip Ares, take the other god, and the next door that would offer a god will be guaranteed to be Ares. These satchels are not affected. Yes. These satchels are not affected by the god keepsake either. We just got kind of lucky there, I should say. But because it was the god that we were wearing the keepsake of, the keepsake has now lost its effect. So while that wasn't guaranteed to be Ares, because it was Ares, the keepsake is done, which is fine by me. That'll work as long as we got the attack, right? I'd be a little salty if we didn't get the attack, I suppose. Okay, my friends. Have at thee. Now we'll be cruising. So we'd like to get a lot more Ares if we can. You are not Ares. Let's see. Shameless attitude will do me. Take what we can get. Take some palms too. I believe you can actually get back the... I'm not 100% on this one, I'm pretty sure you can get back the rarify ability of the god keepsakes if you level them up in the middle of the run. So let's say you use it, you make a boon rarer from a god, and then you level up the keepsake soon after that from just doing combat encounters because it wasn't already rank 3, or from Cherished Heirloom, you can actually use that effect again. I'm not positive if it guarantees the god again, though, honestly. Definitely the attack here. Okay, what we got, honey? Damn, no attack power. Seems like a supply chain to me.
Here you go.
Thank you, darling. God keepsakes are kind of one of the biggest mechanics that we have in the game. I don't know how to describe this. I feel like the God keepsakes kind of set the Hades games apart from other slightly more traditional roguelikes, right? Where it's a lot more random what you get. You don't get as much control over it. We got rerolls too, I guess, at the same time, but without the God keepsakes, you really wouldn't have a lot of control over the runs. With the God keepsakes, they're kind of the most powerful thing that you can do, in a sense, I feel, because being able to choose what gods you have and then on top of the rerolls basically choose what boons you get is at the same time. It basically means you can cater your run to have whatever you want. All you need besides that is the knowledge of what to aim for to have a powerful run, right? That's where, like, you might hear me say on occasion that I think that knowledge is actually much more important in the Hades games than, like, muscle memory or, hand-eye coordination or whatever. Oh, I don't want these at all. Guess we're gonna take Selene. There's a lot of science behind the doors in these games and how they work. And to be honest, I can't really explain it all, especially when it comes to, like, rolling the doors in particular. These games are quite finicky. There's a lot of, like, sort of pseudo rules is how I would describe it. That I don't even really totally understand. I just have a general feeling for at best, but maybe someday. Rolling boons is relatively straightforward, though, I do feel. If you haven't filled in your core slots here, your attack, special, cast, dash, etc., the game is more likely to offer boons to fill those slots. So that might mean that you want to fill the slot instead of rolling for, a boon like Bridal Glow there, because it's just less likely to appear while you have a bunch of empty slots like that, right? You might want to. You might want to, you might not want to. It kind of just really depends on the situation and how many rolls you got, how many slots are not filled, how important that boon is that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Are you just high rolling for fun, etc., etc.? So sometimes we use the phrase, fill a slot in reference to fill one of these core slots on the left that we have, right? In order to increase your chances of getting boons that you do actually want. It's usually kind of a balance of you spend like one roll while the rolls are cheap to see if you get what you actually want, and then if you don't, then you fill a slot to increase the odds later on. That's the kind of a decent rule of thumb, I think, there. All right, blood drops. Oh, profuse bleeding. That's some amount of blood drops. Let's go. I should probably check for the legendary. 4% at max. Oh, maybe I should have done profuse bleeding, which caps out quite early.
Hey. I'm a good...
Yeah, I love talking about this stuff, but sometimes I don't know the actual, like, proper explanation for it, I guess is how I would describe it. Guess we'll take this. I dare you to charge at me. Sometimes I just don't know the word. Sometimes I actually don't really know. I just have a feeling. There's a lot of things where if you're willing to look into the game code, you will get kind of rewarded for it. Basher, baby, basher. Now imagine if we got the faster attack speed hammer. 30 to 30% or whatever it is.
How could you be so cruel?
Oh. Oh. Okay, so we only got 3% from the blood drops there. That's the thing, we're not hitting super rapidly. This boon is not really that good for generating blood drops compared to the other one. What can you do, though? Let me see. Is it common? It is. So is Shameless Attitude. So is Life Affirmation, though. Okay, but still, 2 out of 3 chance of hitting a pretty solid boon here, as far as I can tell. Profuse Bleeding. Let's go. Up to 25%. Let's go, 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 go. Nah, I should have palmed it. I should have, just for fun, right? I think we went from 10 to 25%, so that's not bad. The palms are not very good for it, though. Hey. Give him the whirlwind. Not gonna lie, I don't know if I think that hard about the actual aspect here, where you're meant to charge it up by using regular attacks so that your Omega attack has higher crit chance. I mean, I use kind of a combination of both, and then I kind of just hope that it works out, I guess is how I would describe it. It might be more fruitful if I just spam the attack, truth be told. Okay, honey. What do we got for ourselves? Give me something good. Yeah, Dashing Heave doesn't really suit what we're doing, so it's Seething Marauder. Why do I feel like these are the 2 hammers I always get? I kind of wanted to get one of the funky hammers, you know? Let's get the onion out of here. Ye old onion. Boink. There was lots of examples of weird-ass bugs in Hades 1 that kind of stuck around for a while. I may have talked about these in previous videos, so if you're hearing a repeat story, I'm sorry. But, like, one of the weirdest ones that I never really understood what was going on. None of us really did, but also at the time, there was probably only, like, 3 speedrunners of the game.
Special delivery.
Was something to do... Ooh, his success rate hits the blood drops. Let's go. It had something to do with Dionysus's hangover effect, and specifically the explosive return hammer for the shield. So I was speedrunning the game back then, and, you know, you'd hit, like, the give up button sometimes if the run wasn't going well, and then you'd, like, start over and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I accidentally discovered that for some reason, if you had those 2 things, which was... Ooh, Divine Vengeance, I think, can almost set us up for
Lady Demeter.
Heinous Affront. Guess we'll just take more Afro boons in the meantime. If you had explosive return for the shield, and you had a hangover boon on your special, then you could actually hit give up on the run, start a new run, but you would kind of retain the hangover damage to some degree, is the best way I can describe it, on the special. It would only trigger on the actual explosion itself, I believe, from explosive return. So explosive return was a hammer for the shield where when you caught your shield special, it would explode around Zag. Ooh, Secret Crush? I'm thinking Secret Crush. Sweet Surrender's okay, too. Give me more power.
My heart.
We'll do some pommies. So that would apply hangover still, even though you have a new run without any, you know, actual boons or anything, you know, so obviously you shouldn't be applying hangover to enemies from a vanilla shield explosion, right? And you might say, well, how do you get... You'd have to get explosive return again. And this is like, wow, that sounds like a pain in the ass, right? And not likely. It's like, well, it was abusable. It was certainly abusable. So if you kept doing that, you couldn't close the game because that would ruin it. But if you kept doing that, then you could build up these stacks of hangover over and over again that after several runs, you would eventually be dealing thousands of damage almost instantly per shield explosion from 1 tick of hangover. It's weird to explain because I don't totally understand what's happening, but that's basically my recollection of it. And there are old videos on my channel of it out there that you can see. Although none of it is explained. I don't think I used a microphone back then or anything like that. And again, I don't know if I could even explain it anyway. I would say it was fun, but it was more funny than fun. Because it's not really fun to have to, like, okay, time to get ready for a speed run, so I'm going to spend 2 hours farming explosive return Dionysus runs so that I can instantly kill, like, everything on the map, you know? Nobody actually wants to do that, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do Dionysus here for sure. Boom, boom, da, da. It was an interesting time, to say the least. None of these are very interesting, huh? I'll do that. I am whirlwinding sometimes, right? Sure, give me a palm. Give me a Pam. Heracles, yeah. Alright, you do the work this time, Heracles. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, baby. Raw. What other quirky bugs were there? I do have some videos. Do I have videos about, like, bugs in Hades 1? I might have had one. I don't remember now. I don't think I have one that, like, covers, like, a list of them necessarily. I have a video about the cut content in Hades 1 that I highly recommend, because I thought that was really interesting. There's a lot of leftover tidbits in the Hades 1 Lua code that is available for anyone to see that kind of shows some cool ideas that got left on the, you know, cutting room floor. We'll do profuse bleeding just to keep up with the theme. It's not very likely we attain the Ares legendary here. Oh, that is an Ares boon, though. It is kind of tempting. I guess Ares is pretty much exactly what we want here. Let me track the Lego real quick.
I'll keep this in mind.
Grievous blow would be fantastic. Mutual destruction would be okay. Namely, grievous blow here, please. I was gonna say, what's with the music there? Almost like I was entering combat. Well, I guess we're gonna take blood spree. Just to have a chance at the legendary. Not very likely at this rate, but that's okay. Alright, honey, how we doing? The beginning of this fight is where you should actually chill out until the bird goes away, in particular. And it's when he does a move like this, that's when you gotta check in and deal the damage. Then you're kind of meant to run away, I guess, to some degree after that. I don't know what he was doing for that period of time. Okay, middle, bottom, or just bottom, bottom, middle. Boing, and he usually starts with one slow move at the start of each phase here now, too, so he's doing the fiery move. Then we chill out for a little while. Okay, and then you can dash through that after the fact. He either starts with the ring or the line, essentially. Bottom, middle, bottom, middle, bottom. Swing, baby, swing. Not the bird. Now I'll be over here. And then we spin. Well done. What's that bottom meter on my health there? Oh, blood spree. That must be for blood spree. Those little indicators are actually quite nice, right? Poink. Thank you, my friend. Okay, well, aromatic here first. We could go for experimental hammer. Wasn't there something else I was thinking of? Oh, but you could get more speed with the droplet. Ooh. Ooh. Tempting. A little tempting. Maybe the hammer is a bit more interesting, though. Come on. Giga Cleaver. Unfortunately, it was not more interesting. Sad, sad day. We actually have quite a bit of money. I guess I will buy a Path of Stars too then. Because why not? What other weird glitches were there in Hades 1 that got abused? There was more than one time, separate instances, where you could actually trigger invincibility. Usually it happened accidentally, honestly, because it was hard to make it happen purposefully. It was usually like you trigger a death defiance at a weird moment, and Zag would never leave that state of kind of imperviousness while the death defiance is triggering. It's the best way I can describe it. You don't really want extended family. Fine lines, whatever. Rousing receptions, also whatever. See purple, take purple, right? Starts out charge. No death defiances. Move and strike faster. I guess we'll do this. I mean, that's faster, right? Faster is faster. I'll get this in case it matters, but unlikely. Okay, my friends. Boing, 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 boing. I guess we're gonna do a triple palm here. I'm just gonna let them come to me, essentially. The stupid lasers are getting me. Everything's getting me is the truth. Get him! Oh, look at all the juicy blood drops, too. I'm kind of glad we got this mini-boss versus the big guy. I think in this instance, these guys are going to be actually a little bit easier. Profuse bleeding, another 4%. I'll never give up. I'll never give up. That's a triple bomb for 4%? Such a arbitrary amount, it kind of feels, right? Let me out. Vicious strike, rousing reception. You gotta love, like, almost like classical horror music here. Horror movie music here. In a weird way. It kind of feels like a throwback. This is getting onion. Damn, I thought it was okay. Which way you going? Okay, you're gonna go right here. That's fine. Get some more blood drops. Let's see what you're up to. Boing. Bash him, baby. Might be better off. It kind of seems at this rate. Something's striking my body. Damn. Slow him down, slow him down. Still slowed down? Kinda. Sometimes you get kind of like a slow... Oh boy. You get kind of like a slow cutscene there. Sometimes you get a quick one, I think. For the other ones, too. We definitely need that health. Looks like we're buying it all to me, huh? Fortunately, Afro was not the god we were hoping for. Damn, no more blood drops. Alright, I guess we're just going to do the attack. Sweet surrender. This B Wiles gives us quite a bit of dodge. Okay. It's not a small amount. 21%, right? Can't complain about that. How good was this? Well, setting up nimble limbs was sort of a pain in the ass, and now that we have the blood drop mechanic in the game, I do wonder if it's really that big of a difference, but it was fun. Okay. Let's try to avoid getting hit here a bit. Do you always do 4 whirlwinds? It kind of feels like you do. Send him back to mama. Okay, let's try to pick up the bloody drops. Got it. Alright, let's use the slowdown now. I'm gonna say I don't want to be whirlwinding necessarily here. Damn it. Divine Vengeance, go! Just don't take the big hits, I suppose, right? Zeus is right here, buddy. Pay attention, would ya? Rawr. I don't know why I'm just laughing at the thought of slashing this guy's tongue a little bit now. Slash! Come on. Let's use a whirlwind, shall we? That way we can use a slowdown. I'm going to use it now, but I do have to watch out for his head slam. And you got to make sure you don't accidentally go back in too early while the head slam is still kind of animating. Yeah, I've had it up to here, buddy. I try to dash, I fail. Whoa! Yeah, those horns got me. Send them back. Put them back in the box. There we go. Big attack speed run for ourselves. 41% we got up to eventually there. Regular attack, of course, was the most. Dash strike was up there, too, a little bit. Doing a lot of that. Cast damage, surprisingly not that bad for a raptor ring, I'll say. Divine Venge, okay. Oh, Mega Attack was okay, too. But look at that. Juicy profuse bleeding there. And, of course, we got to highlight. Let's got to get a picture of that big nimble limb, too, right? Too bad we didn't get the 30% attack speed from the hammer. I don't know if there's some kind of, like, soft cap to the attack speed here, because did we really feel 41% faster than the other chambers? I don't know, honestly. A lot of palms, actually, this run. It was fun, though. Hope you understood the explanation I gave you for the bridal glow thing. If you got questions about it, make sure to let me know. I'm watching again. I think there might be some kind of cap. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what's going on. I shall see you in another video.